Okay. All right. Well, welcome everybody. We're excited to see that you are all here. Some of you are brand new, and some of you are actually coming back for another call. This is going to actually be our fourth call. My name is Patty Moserino. I will be one of your presenters tonight, and as each of us start training, they'll actually present themselves as well. I'm going to go ahead and start screen sharing.
So for the brand new people, I just want to let you know, this is the fourth call in a series of 4 calls. And it's okay that we're starting on the fourth call, because next week we'll be doing the first, we'll repeat and we'll start with the first one, but they all work in succession and together. So you're still going to get great information. So I'm glad you're on here tonight.
Absolutely. Okay. So yeah, this is our call number 4. We are glad you are back. We're going to just do a quick recap. A lot of these things you might have noticed them from, the prior week. It's because those are the kind of things that you should be doing every single week in your business, with or without, being in your 90-day period. So this is something that it's an ongoing kind of thing. So we are kind of training you to create a habit that you will do some of these things. And if you do some of these things, here's what happens. The more you learn, the more you earn. So what I can tell you, and I know that our trainers and directors on this call we continue to learn in Dash. So that is our pretty new program. I think it was introduced last summer. So it is a great program to keep adding to. And how many of you are starting that already? I don't know if we have a, okay. So anybody has done any Dash training? So you guys can watch out for all right. So Catherine has. Do you know how many points you have, Catherine?
750.
Wow. Oh, okay. Somebody's doing some serious training there. All right. Excellent. And I'm sorry, I can't see all the names. Can you guys see the names there? It's hard for me to tell because I've got to scroll through.
I don't see anything in chat, so.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, you guys can always put it in the chat. How's that? So if you have some points, if you've gone through, how many of you, do we all know what the Dash training is? Yes. I'll assume that. There is a chat, at the very bottom of your screen. If you hover over it, there's a chat button and you can actually start chatting right there if you needed to. Okay, but I will tell you that they're all important, but when you want to get started, there is a getting started right there, and those are the ones that you actually want to go through first. Those are the ones, and when you start doing some of that training, what happens is it opens other trainings. So I know that you have to complete the virtual party training before you can get to the social media training. So for your benefit, those are all great things to do, but they want you to learn some of these things first. So I would definitely work on that. Yeah, for sure.
So we do have a question, Patty.
Oh, okay.
From Peggy, but I don't know where to find my points.
Oh, they should be like right there. Your name should be right at the top right over there, and you'll be able to see the points. You'll be able to track your points in there. So it should come up right in the top right.
Okay, and if we can go over that later too.
Yeah, we can always do that. So if you wanted to look for that, we can always do that as well. So you will find that very helpful. I got to tell you, I'm 30 years into the business. I know Diana's right behind me. I can go right there with me. We have some years, and I got to tell you, it's something that is ongoing. So I feel like I am constantly, learning, and it is great. It's great to learn more, and because our business is forever changing. I mean, now with social media, it looks a whole lot different than it did 30 years ago. All right, so another very important thing would be to reach out to at least 5 contacts a day. So if you can't do 5 a day, about 25 a week. The more you do, the more people that you connect with. And I probably should say this first. So it has to be a 2-way contact. Now, the reason for the 2-way contact is because that's what you would consider a contact. When you reach out to someone and they don't respond back, then it's not really considered a contact because they're not, it's like a conversation. When you say, ask somebody a question or respond to somebody and they're not answering you back, there's not like a two-way conversation going on. So you definitely want to make sure that you, you know, that you are having a two-way conversation. I will say this, and I think that many of you would probably agree, even if you're just getting started, that sometimes these people don't answer you right away. Know that it's typical like that. And it's not that they don't want to talk to you or respond to you. It's just the fact that they could be busy with all of a sudden they get interrupted by a little kid, or they're not on now at that very moment, or, you know, they could be shopping in the grocery store. It could be for so many different reasons. So, you know, I would definitely follow back up with them. And the reason that you want to track your contacts is so that you know, I reached out to Lisa. I hadn't heard back from her yet. So, you know, you can touch base with her again, you know, in the next couple of days. But you really want to have a two-way contact, 5 of those. Just imagine if you did that for every day for 5 days, that's 25 contacts. If you did that for an entire year, I believe that's well over 1,000 contacts. If 20% of those people said yes to even hosting a show, you would have over 200 shows. Would anybody like 200 shows for the year?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So I would definitely say yeah, you might, that's kind of one of the reasons that you want to do that. Whoops. Well, we're just going to keep going forward. We're just going to keep going in the wrong direction. Sorry about that. Whoop. How do I get back? Let me go back. Oops. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Anybody join the virtual PC team training group? So that is a Facebook training group. There's lots of great training right on that group right there. It has lots of great videos. There's units that will help you get started. It will help you do lots of different things. It helps you set up your shows on the website. It will help you get a business page and manage your business page. If you want a third-party posting service like SynShare, it gives you an option to get a trial of SynShare. It's a third party that actually, you know, that you don't have to actually post the things. You enter them in there and then SynShare will post it for you. So lots of great trainings on there, and we're always adding things. There's albums with lots of different topics that you can actually post. There's engagement posts there. There's product posts there. So lots of different things. And then probably one of the most important things is to check in with your director and recruiter. And the reason that you want to do that is because, you know, they will give you maybe the encouragement that you need if you've had a bad day, or maybe you just want to share some really good news. So that's what they're there for. And that's what I love about this business. All right. So today, I think we actually go to the PCT training group. So I can actually do that.
This is the virtual one.
What's that?
This is the virtual one.
Oh, on Facebook.
Yes.
Right. And then the units in there, and I'll just go ahead and finish this, and then, you know, I'll take you over to, we'll go over to the virtual PC team training group. You are running your business for yourself, not by yourself. Isn't it great that you have lots of great support? So we are excited to be able to help you out with that. Okay, so I am going to go and let's go. Oh, forgot to screen share. Oh, let me get it there. Okay, whoops. Virtual PC team training group. So, am I sharing yet?
No.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Okay, everybody remember and repeat after me. Pampered chef, not perfect chef.
That's right.
I'm going to be saying that a lot.
Yeah. Am I sharing the right screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. All righty. Sorry about that. Yeah. Anyway, here's our virtual. If you please feel free to request to be added to this group. I think you'll find a lot of great information there. So right away when you get started in here, there's a couple of announcements. There's actually 4 announcements. And the other thing that I want to tell you to do is when Facebook, when you join a group, it automatically defaults to highlights. If I were you, I'd go to all posts on this so that you can see some of the new trainings that are right there. Just kind of like we tell our customers, our hosts and our customers at virtual parties to change their settings so that they don't miss anything. But here is a guided tour of this group page. So and they're fast videos. There's nothing very long at all. They might just be maybe less than 5 minutes long there. We also have a new consultant mock party that is definitely well worth it. And the reason that you go there is because then you can see what an actual party looks like. And then this way you can use some of the posts in there. I would definitely change the footprint of it, and there is a video that we do in there. It's Canva, and it tells you how you can add a border or a background that will change your picture so that we're all not sharing the exact same picture. And here we go. Welcome to your team training. And we also have things called units. So this, if you're just getting started, here is something that you can do to reach out to people. So it starts out with, you know, that you are starting your Pampered Chef journey and you are, you know, you're trying to get, you know, a pilot program going here and you're trying to start out with your virtual party. So here's some great words that you can use. It's a copy and paste kind of thing when you're reaching out to some people. And you can change those words. Here's some tracking that you can use if you just don't use, I mean, you can use things like a spiral notebook. My spiral notebook is not here, but you can, you know, just grab a spiral notebook and you start writing notes in there, or there's a great tracker right here for you. Here is how to create a party on your Pampered Chef website. And here is how to create your business page. And then how you create a group from your business page. Now, one of the things that you should know is Facebook wants you to do business from your business page. Now, you don't always have to share about your business. It's an 80-20 rule. You want to, because when you start shoving your business and book a show and products down everybody, you know, that's not the best way to do that. So you just kind of want to make sure that you are, you know, sharing value. So when you create value, people will come back and they will want to watch you. So they don't want to run in the other direction. So you just want to make sure that you provide value for everyone. Here is SynShare, the third-party posting service I was talking about. And here's the free trial code. And here's a couple of other things. So it's all in the training units there. The other thing that I'm going to show you really quickly is our albums. So if you look here, you are going to find some categories like the Feeding America fundraiser. So if you're doing one of the fundraisers, here are some great posts that you can use for your fundraiser or even for your regular show. There's a lot of great quick tips in there as well. So you could definitely do that. Oh, I think I just lost that. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to go back to albums there. And lots of great things. So I know there's a pre-party, there's a Thursday, there's a Friday, a pre-party Saturday. Here's some booking posts. Here's some holiday story bundles, which of course we probably don't need yet. But there's a lot of additional things that you can get right here. And then you can go to that Facebook, the mock show that we have that is available to you. So does anybody have any questions on this? I want to make sure, or Lisa or Diana, did we miss anything on this? Is there something that?
You go to photos and then under photos, you go to albums. And if you actually click on one of those pictures, Patty, picture, maybe a different one.
Oh, okay.
I just want to point out none of the ones that you're picking.
What do you want me to pick? You tell me. Should I go eating, meeny, miny, mo?
Pick, you know, the can opener or something.
Oh, how's this?
Some of them actually, when you pick a picture, will have some wording in there that will help you. If you do find a picture with wording, make sure you change up the wording, because if you use it and I use it and 100 other people use it, we will end up in Facebook jail. So yeah. If you do see a picture with wording, and that's great, you can use it, just change a few of the words in there. Make it your own.
Oh, like this? No, there's no words here.
Oh, no, none of those are. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I don't think any of them have words in it. I don't think any of them have words in it. I
Maybe
think they're
not here,
just.
but maybe further down in her.
Oh, okay.
They do.
Okay.
She does. She has wording in some of them.
Okay. I'm just picking everyone that doesn't.
Yeah, that's okay. Maybe it's just you have to go out of this unit.
Yeah. No, well, this is all the pictures. The
Yeah,
album.
I think it's in a different photo.
Oh, okay.
Thing.
Okay. Well,
That's-
everybody knows what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, I just want to let them know that if they do see
I-
it, make sure they
I
change.
don't. What do you mean if they have wording? They all have words. What do you mean?
No, like in the description here, like when you post a picture, typically you post words that go with it, like, you know, our microwave popcorn maker.
Yeah.
Like words that would be over here.
The actual post.
Yeah, it would be like an actual post talking about the microwave popcorn maker.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Definitely.
Yeah. My membership is pending, I guess, so I'll figure it out later.
Oh. Hey, I could fix that like right now. I think I'm,
A little
let me
behind.
see. Oh, let me go back here. I think I can just, I can fix it. Oh, here, right here. Okay. Who are you again? Let me see.
Kelly Crowder.
Oh, right there. Whoop, we'll preview.
And Melanie, you can just do them all, I think.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nancy Joe. No, this one says no. Okay. I don't know. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't know who those other ones are. Okay. Not a big deal. Anyway, all right. We did that. Now you can go in there and check it out. I think you'll find it definitely well worth it. All right. So I think, let me go back, and we're going to have to screen share again, but we're going to take you back to our, okay. So I think Diana will be up. Let me go ahead and screen share. Thank you. I just added somebody. So there you go.
Oh, great.
Okay. Let me know if you need me. You can always message me. Okay. So Diana, you want to take it away?
Yeah. So I'm Diana McDermott, and I am in Virginia. And yeah, we're right behind Patty with 29 years of Pampered Chef, and still loving it. I have to just tell you a funny story real quick. So I had to go to the doctor this morning. I can't wear any makeup because I had an eye thing, but I put
They know.
put my lipstick on and then my mask. Did anybody else ever do that? Like, anyway,
Yeah.
just to say that, like, okay. So we're going to talk about your planners, right? Use your planner to schedule all your activities. So, you know, if you have a calendar with the days of the week or the month, block out the times, the days you would like to do your shows. And what we like to say is put 4 lines on the date that you want to do your shows, and then start filling those lines up. Also fill your calendar with your personal business and your family business if you have an outside job. That's how you'll find pockets of time where you can work your business. So the first thing we want to do is remember your why. Now, your why is why you started Pampered Chef and why you would like to keep going, right? So, and that's with filling your personal time first to support that, right? Because we're doing it so we can work around our personal life, our family, or our outside jobs. So use a system that works well for you. And that's why we're here tonight, to kind of talk about a few different systems. I have tried electronic, you know, I'm just old school, and I just need a calendar. I need paper. That's how my brain works. It does work. Pen and paper, but there's a lot of great electronic calendars too. So if you use pen and paper, you know, use highlighters, color code your calendar. You can also color code your calendar electronically. So when you say everything that you do with your business might be color coded in green for money, right? or being active. Green is our color of activity. And then color code your personal activities with a different color. Schedule all your activities, such as everything like host coaching. Host coaching is one of the most important things in our business. I think everyone on here would agree with that, is that's when you're doing most of your work, is when you're cultivating the relationship with your host. So make sure you schedule a time in for that too, whether it's 5 minutes a day or, a half an hour a week. Whatever works for you, make sure you schedule it. Also, if you use host packets, I know a lot of hosts right now don't even want paper, but if they wanted to have catalogs or whatever, schedule in the time where you can put together a little packet for them. And definitely schedule in time for customer care and lead generating. So that those two things are what Patty was referring to before as two-way contacts. So it's important to follow up with customers that you are cultivating and building, so you're building that relationship with them and making sure that, how do you like the products yet? Would you like a recipe? Building up things, offering them a service. So then maybe in a month or a few weeks from now, they're on your contact list, but it's not going to be so weird for you to just start talking to them and saying, hey, I can't believe what's going on in August. Would you like to know what the hostess specials are, which we all really want to know right now. But yeah, so that's why you would keep your schedule. It's very important. We can go on to the next slide, please. So here we are. We talked about this a little bit earlier too. Track your leads. So I keep just a spiral notebook and write down when it probably looks similar to the one that's on this slide now. There's no big magic to it, but I've been doing pretty much the same thing for almost 29 years. Sometimes I will use the card system where it's 1 through 29 and there's just postcards behind each one. So I can write little notes on that and put it in the date I want to send it. I need to get back to it, but you can even put thank you cards in there. You can put, so you know when to send it out. It's the biggest thing is knowing who you contacted, what they said, whether it's a yes or a no for not now, when would you like to get back to them? So that's kind of important. So if you're doing these contacts and someone says, well, right now I'm really busy, but you know what, maybe in the fall would be better. And you'll say, okay, great. Would it be all right to get a hold to talk to you in September? Yeah, that sounds great. Make sure you write that down in your calendar or in your lead system to get in touch with them on the day you said, because that's your credibility on the line, right? If you're going to say you're doing something, you want to make sure that you do it. And I know I don't do everything, but I try hard to try to follow through with that. So, so Patty talked about the units and the virtual PC team training. We kind of went over a little bit. It's all in there. So be sure to pin this group to your shortcuts. It's a great group to be in. Okay, so there is the booking and tracking. That's a Pampered Chef file right there, and where you can and basically it's just a spreadsheet. You can make your own spreadsheet if you want to, if you're good with that, and then share it with me. No, but there's a lot of different ways to track. What we have to find out is what works for you. Pick one and just stay with it, run with it, and go on. The other thing is, I think that's Lisa introduced us to these folders, right? And there's a folder on there now, so where you can, and I don't have notes on it, but oh, there's one right on the slide where you can put the notes right on this the folder. Put any loose papers you may have in there. Sometimes you might write down a note like you're not in front of your computer, or it's just not conducive to have it, but you write these little paper notes. So then you can just take it and throw it in there. Everything will be organized. And I don't know, Lisa, if you have anything to add to that, because this is something that you introduced to us.
So it's also good for follow-up. So when you're doing your 2 weeks, 2 months, you know, I put those notes in that pocket as well, so that you can always come back to it.
Mm-hmm. Especially now too, you can put your notes on there for, or just print out. We get notification almost daily about back orders on orders, or back orders that have been shipped. So it's kind of hard to keep track of all that, but you could just print out that email if you want and stick it in a folder, or stick it in a folder electronically so you know where to find it when someone asks about it. Okay, we can go. Any questions on that? All right, so this is a Google Calendar. It's very organized. It's really good. It can give you the little alarms or reminders for different things. Right there, it's send out host packets, host coaching, send out, you know, Wednesday raffles. So when you're having a show, you kind of have, you know, what day you're going to do certain things. You can put that all in there and repeat. So again, it's color coded. The green is looks pretty much like it's Pampered Chef, and the others are personal time, purple. So, okay, we can go on to the next one. That's pretty so yeah. So now that we have a way to track, and we are talking to customers, and we're going to start, because this is call number 4, but it's the same whether you're talking about getting new leads or about maybe building a team. So who do you ask? Where do I even start? You know, that's
number 2.
That's always the big thing. So we can always go back to what we call our Frank list. And those of you who've done some of the DASH training have heard of that, or if you've been on the previous calls or the next calls, you'll hear a lot more about it. Your Frank list is your friends, relatives. Help me out here. I can't think.
Neighbors, teachers,
Kids, friends, family. So you make a list according to the acronym or the letters. Ask a friend, and how great is that? I know that Peggy on here, her friend Mickey asked her to be on a journey too with her. It makes it fun. You can learn together, and it adds fun, and male or female, you know, we have a lot of very successful men in our company, and so someone that you might admire, you just the way they are with people, and you like, that's a compliment. You're to offer them to walk alongside you in this business. Teachers, nurses, you know, Doris Christopher, our founder of the company, was a teacher. That was her first passion, and before she started Pampered Chef. How about recent graduates that the college graduates that might have some student debt? They're a great way to help pay down the debt as a side gig, right? Anyone who may have to have had a pay cut, or maybe have been furloughed, and maybe it's not something that, maybe it's this, they may be looking at this as just a short-term gain, and maybe not a lifetime, but you never know that this may help. I've had a couple consultants come on while they were furloughed, and it helped. It really helped their family. So, and remember always, your hosts and the guests at your shows, they're right in front of you. Your hosts typically are the ones that love Pampered Chef, and your guests are there because they love their host as well as Pampered Chef products, right? Or they want to be on there. So make sure like you talk to them behind the scenes. And I think, is there another slide for me?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
That's it. So does anybody have any questions before we go on with Lisa? You can put it in the chat. I should just say that, like, you don't have to like talk if you don't want to.
You guys can raise your hand on there. There's a button.
do
where
that
it says
too,
Raise your
yeah.
hand if you have a question.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to our friend, Lisa Ford.
Hi guys, I'm Lisa Ford, and I've been a Pampered Chef for 5 years now. And I was actually recruited from having a Pampered Chef party. So I get to talk to you a little bit about asking your hostess. And one of the slides I usually put in my show is, let me tell you a secret, my job isn't as hard as you think. And it really isn't. So many people are doing this as a second job. They're working full time. They just want some extra money. Some people are doing it as a full-time job. It's what the beauty of this job is, you can make it anything you want it to be. So the first person we're going to talk about tonight is talking to your hostess about joining Pampered Chef. And you're going to start that right when you start booking the show. And I typically send out a letter to everybody. And we could go to the next slide, Patty. Before we get started, how many people here were hosts before they became Pampered Chefs, or were recruited when they were hosting a party? Just raise your hand or say me in the chat and let us know, because I do know that 2 of my newest people here tonight were both recruited.
Hold on one second. I can hear Lisa just fine, but there's a couple people who can't hear right now. Lisa's can't hear a thing right now, Louise.
I mean, I could hear her.
Peggy, can you hear? I didn't understand you said me. Is that you can't hear?
I think she was saying that she hosted before she joined.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. Okay, can everybody hear? Raise your hand. I think everyone can hear. Maybe it was your sound, so take a look at that. Sometimes you can hit that by mistake. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
All right, no problem. So what we're going to talk about tonight on my end is recruiting your host. And we want to ask your host about 5 times because I guarantee the first 4 they're going to say no. Some might say yes, but typically they say no. But by the end of the party, they've had so much fun, they're going to say yes. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So the first thing you're going to do is when typically someone says they're going to host, you're either going to make a phone call or you're going to send out a letter or an email or a message of some sort, thanking them for hosting the party, securing the party date. And then in there, you're going to say something like this. And you could use your own words, people. It doesn't have to be mine. This may be the last thing on your mind. And I love that opening because it usually is the last thing on their minds. But I'd love to offer you the business. Have you ever thought about making a little extra money? Maybe you want to put some aside for retirement or paying off a credit card or a bill. Maybe you'd like to travel. Whatever the reason, this business could be for you. We can even make this party your launch party, and you can introduce your new business to your friends and family. Are you ready to get started? So it's a nice, gentle way of asking them if they would like the business and if they would like this party to be their grand opening or their launch party. So again, I didn't get to see it, but how many people actually were recruited as hosts to become Pampered Chefs? Raise your hands. I can't see all of you, but quite a few.
Yeah.
Actually, about 90% of Pampered Chefs were hosts first. So that's important to know because those are the people that usually do end up joining our business. And the reason you want to ask your host and to have people join the business is not only you give yourself an increase in your paycheck, but you're helping out somebody else. That's really what it is. I cannot tell you how many people have started this business and thanked their recruiters because they really ended up making a difference in their lives. So it's not as much as for you. I mean, it is, but it's also for them. And if that's the way you think about it, you're going to actually have great success. So the second time I asked, because remember we said 5 times, is when I'm actually setting up the party on Facebook and setting it up in Pampered Chef, and then letting my hostess know that it's all set up and she could start inviting people into the party. And I actually end it with, hey, just want to remind you that if you decide to start your business today, we can set up the party under your name so you can get all the hostess rewards and earn a commission. You will also start earning all the new consultant incentives. So what do you say? Do you want to take a look at the kits? Most times they say, thank you, I'm kind of busy, not right now. And I say, that's okay, I'm going to ask you 3 more times. I let them know, and they laugh. The next time I ask is when the guests begin to RSVP. And, you know, we ask, or at least I do, ask my hostesses to invite 120 to 130 people to the party. The more you ask, the more that will join. The magic number for joining is between 55 and above. Because that will give you a successful, virtual party. Out of that number, usually about 15 to 17 will purchase, and that'll give you about a $750 to $1,000 show. So it's important that you get them to invite a lot of people. But once they have their friends start responding and joining the group, I come back to them and I say, wow, you've got 55 friends who are joining the party. They must love Pampered Chef as much as you do. This would be a great time to let them know that you're launching your new business. We can easily still turn this into your party where you reap all the rewards, including the commission. I'd love to have you on my team, and I'll help you get the first party started. Are you in? Again, they may say no, they might say yes. If they say yes, then you want to change everything over to them. You want to quickly set up their business page and change the party and Pampered Chef over to them so that they have their link. All right, next slide, Patty. Thanks so much. Let me get rid of this thing, I can't see. All right, so do all of you know that your hostesses, once they have a party, can use $50, $25 or $50 out of their free money once they qualify? I think it's what, $400 for $50 credit? You guys know? Patty, Diana, Lisa?
Wait, say that again.
Is it a $400 show to get a $50 credit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I thought. So your hosts actually can start a business for $49 if they used a $50 kit credit. They could buy the $99 kit. And that's pretty affordable for most people to start a brand new business, don't you think? Okay, so the 4th time I ask, I'm not offering them the party anymore. Now it's my party because it would be too hard to switch it over. So we're midway into the party, and I'm conversing with my host every day, and I'm going to tell her, hey, you're doing a fabulous job hosting. You're commenting and having so much fun with your friends. I love how involved you are. Can you imagine doing this all the time and making money? If you could make an extra $100, $400, $600, or even $1,000 or more a month, what would you do with the extra money? Did you look over the kits? What kit would you choose if you signed up today? And then I usually attach the 3 kits so that they can see the difference in all the products in each of the kits. Again, they may say no, they may say yes, but I'm going to ask one more time, and I tell them, okay, I'm asking one more time. Usually at this point, I have my hostess saying, I'm thinking about it, or a solid no, one or the other. So now we're getting ready to close the party. And I want to share with them kind of what they're missing out on. So you're going to come back and say, I had so much fun at your party. Can you believe your friends purchased, I don't know, $1,300? You're going to have a fun shopping spree. If we made this your party, you would have made X amount in commission. Amazing for a little work we did. So I'm going to ask you again, are you interested at all in trying out the business? You qualify for a kit credit of usually at this point, $50. Should we make an announcement in the group and let your friends know you're embarking on a new adventure? And usually I say, so we can get you some new bookings. And that's how I asked the host 5 times. I've had great success, and pretty much everybody who does this has good success, because at this point in time, a lot of people need a few extra dollars a month, either to pay the bills or just to put some away for vacation. But when I was started out, my director told me to ask everyone and judge no one. So even the people you think would never do this, don't judge them. They may. You don't know their lives. You might know them personally, but you really don't know everything about them. Some people join just to interact with other people because they're lonely, and others join because they need the money. So don't ever judge. Just ask everybody. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions on that? Are we good? All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Lisa Locken then.
Good job, Lisa.
Thanks.
All right. Hey, everybody. I am Lisa Locken. I am in Westminster, Colorado. I've been with Pampered Chef for 7 years. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about recruiting during the party. So recruiting your guests and customers. And so when you're doing that, you want to do the same kind of thing. You want to give them different opportunities. And so you want to spread your recruiting posts throughout your party. So recruiting posts throughout your party template is perfect for planting seeds about the business. There are, I don't know if you guys have looked in marketing imagery for some of the graphics that they have in there, but there's this trivia game. I always do this one in my shows. And it's the top 5 reasons to become a consultant. And then have what you can do is in there, I always just say, what are your top 5 reasons? And then if you don't want them to post the answers right there, and you want to start a good way to start a relationship with them and get them talking is have them message you the answers. And then you can have more of a one-on-one conversation with them and get to know them. There's also just the graphics that make your everyday better, talk about a flexible schedule, if you want to work for yourself. But these are all different graphics that you can use, and there are more in there. There's some new ones. We do want to be careful to follow the new guidelines. We don't want to promise anything. We don't want to promise a certain dollar amount of paycheck or anything like that. So definitely check out the new stuff in marketing imagery and make sure you're posting things that are okay to post. And other ways to do recruiting things is to go live, do a demo, and talk about the products that came in your kit, highlight the kit products. Share your story of why you became a consultant, and then of course the trivia games here. Patty, we can go to the next one. Thank you. So talking to them about the products, you want to find out a little bit about them. This is why it's a good to do the messaging as well. But you want to show this in there, the kit flyer. This month we don't have any extra bonuses right now. It's just the kit plus all of the other bonuses, the free products that you can earn and that kind of stuff. But the starter kit, deluxe kit, or ultimate kit are the choices that they have right now. Then they can earn in 30 days if they submit $500 in sales. They're going to automatically get sent to them the ceramic egg cooker and mini skinny scraper. When they submit first $1,250 in sales, they're going to get the 8-inch nonstick fry pan, and they also become qualified at that $1,250. And then $2,500 in sales, they're going to get the stainless steel cookware. And then $5,000, you're going to get that knife block set, which is amazing. Everybody wants that. So if you are in your first 30 days, keep going. You want that knife block set. Okay, we're ready for the next one. So along with that free product that that the new consultants are earning, they're also have the opportunity to earn the cash as well, $3,000 total. So $100 in cash for every new consultant you recruit in your first 90 days that qualifies, plus $50 in PC dollars. Which if you're brand new and you might not know what PC dollars are, that's Pampered Chef dollars that you can use towards new product. You can use it towards catalogs and order forms, that kind of thing, you can save it and pay for conference. It's always nice to have EC dollars in your account there. So in your first, if you recruit 5 people in your first 90 days, you're going to get $500 cash along with the other bonus products that you've already earned. And you're going to get 250 PC dollars. That would pay for conference next year right there. You can promote to, if you promote to director in 90 days, you're going to earn an additional $500 cash. And then when you're paid as a director for the next 3 months, you're going to earn $500 cash. When you promote to advanced director within your first 6 months, there's another $1,000 cash bonus. And then when you get paid as an advanced director for the next 3 months, earn an additional $1,000 cash bonus. So there you have a total of $3,000 cash bonus, plus all of those products that we already talked about. And you have that cash for your qualified recruits. So how do you, what was that question? How do you find out
PC
how many
dollars.
PC dollars? So it is when you're going in.
Well, we can address that at the end.
Okay, we'll
Or
talk
you can
about
do
that.
that. Yeah, whatever.
Yep, we can talk about that. We'll show you at the end.
Yeah.
So, okay. So
Go
the
ahead.
next, Patty, the next one, please. So this is just kind of another overview of the the rewards that you get, and then this is just a great graphic over here on the right. Your comfort zone is, or where the magic happens is outside of your comfort zone. So a lot of us, myself included, sometimes like to stay in our comfort zone. We're not going to progress. We're not going to go forward there. So we always have to step out of our comfort zone. So we want to, as a director, so rewards for promoting to director, we all have the chance to earn the samples of the new season's product. So before, excuse me, everybody gets them, they get delivered to our doors usually. There are monthly webinars, special training for leaders. There's a dedicated Facebook group for new directors. Specialized training for leaders. We get resources to plan the team meetings, exclusive recognition, and we are all here to support your new consultants as long as supporting you while you're recruiting and you're learning as well. But you don't need to worry about not knowing what you're doing and waiting to recruit. When you have someone sign up, we will train them with you until you feel confident enough to train them yourself. So there's no reason not to have people join your team. Go ahead, Patty. And if we're not recruiting, we are leaving money on the table, and we don't want to leave money on the table. So go ahead and start recruiting now.
Like right now.
Yes.
Bring a friend on with you. That's what I always tell my
Yeah.
people. Tag up with a friend and do it together.
Mhm.
That should be your first recruit.
It's
People
fun.
doing things. They'll encourage you and
You'll help uplift each other.
right, exactly. It is
For
fun.
sure.
It is
All
fun.
right, go ahead, Patty.
Oh, look at me. Okay. I love this. I am such a affirmations person. I don't know if anybody else does that. It's the 5 daily reminders that you should always remind yourself that you are amazing. I am amazing. I can do anything. Positivity is a choice, most definitely. I celebrate my individuality. I am prepared to succeed. So it's so true. I choose success, happiness, and abundance in my life. And you get back what you put out there to the universe. I will say that. Anybody else do that? There's a little app called I Am. And it reminds you, like you can actually, believe it or not, you can actually set it and it'll tell you that you are beautiful, you are smart, you are whatever. I mean, there's a bunch of different things, but it just reminds you throughout the day what you are. Okay, let's talk a little bit about questions. Who has any questions? Maybe we could, let me just see what's there. Okay, anybody have any questions? Maybe I should do this. Why is
So
it?
one question we had, how do you find your PC dollars?
Okay.
Can we address that now, maybe?
Oh yeah, we can totally do that. We can totally do that. Totally. Let's go there. Hold on here. Let me go back into the website. Ruh-roh. Oh, am I not screen sharing? Okay.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Hey, well, I'm here. Okay. Let's see. I need this one. Do I need that one? No, not, yes, this one. Okay, so many screens come up there. Can everybody see this? So you actually go here and you go to my account. Hey, while I'm here, I'm just going to show you guys something else that I would love to show you. So
You're under Consultants Corner first, and then you go to My Account.
yeah,
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, first thing you have
Oh,
to
yeah.
sign in. Just a little technicality. Make sure that you are in there. So this is something that could be very helpful for you. You'll see the little question mark there. When you hover over it, it says help. And this is great because look what's here. There's a ton of things that, right at your fingertips. Like, what is it that you're looking for? So especially for new consultants, what is the first thing I should do as a new consultant? I don't know. Let's see. They're hot links. So it tells you the dash trainings on what to do. So easy to find. You can always, how do I find my consultant number on the website? That's typically a question that some people might ask. How do I set up my first party? How do I activate my 90-day free trial of the website? How do I check shipment status? How do I add a guest or host special? So lots of these questions here. How do I set up my order payment account, which is if people give you cash or write you a check, you need to some way get the money to Pampered Chef. So it's like your OPA. It's kind of like which is great because not only does it take money out of your account to pay for an order or supplies or whatever, but it will also direct deposit any of your commission. So you want to fill that out pretty quickly. And how to set up your direct deposit. So they're all tied up there. And if you're looking to email them, here is the great way to do that. You can email Solution Center or technical support. There is a live chat. I know it is not available now because it is beyond the 7:30, but it is, they get started at 8 o'clock in the morning Central Time. And that's perfect if you're looking to get a question answered. Lots of things you can do on the website, like you can actually exchange a product and things like that. But if you have a question and nobody's around, if you're in your team group page, you can probably get some of your questions answered. But here is your other bet, is start a chat right there. And you could always call the Solution Center. I would never suggest doing all of the above, especially for the exact same question, because then you're kind of taking up a space in every single, in the live chat, in the email, and the call us. So you just want to go ahead and just, if you chat with someone, that's probably the easiest way that you can get a hold of them. But does everybody like this? Isn't this a great find?
Yes.
Yay! I thought so too. Okay. Anyway, how do we find those Pampered Chef dollars? We go here. We're going to go to my account. And in my account, we are going to find your Pampered Chef dollars. Where are you? Here, right here. Check Pampered Chef dollar balance. So you're going to go there. I think I got some Pampered Chef money in there. Yep, they're like right here. So yes. Oh, look, deposited for my
And
ex.
if you get some Pampered Chef money, like if somebody sends you some, Patty, go down a little bit, just show them how to deposit it.
Right
like-
here. So the serial numbers are here.
So like if your upline sent you a gift
Right.
with some Pampered Chef dollars, you want to insert it into your bank account here.
Yeah, and then you'll just submit it like right there. So whatever you get, you can submit it right there. So pretty easy, right? Okay. Does anybody have anything else? Was there anything else I was missing on here? Knowledge Center. Oh, I didn't do that. Okay. So if you are looking for answers and the chat is not open and neither is the phone lines and you can't get anybody else, maybe you're upline, these are great because all you have to do is like, how do you process a return?
You know what? Can we go through that real quick? I mean, I know we want to be conscious of time, right?
Yeah.
We have a minute left, but if anybody wants to stay on and see how that goes, you can keep going, Patty. I'm sorry.
What's that?
I said I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. And they've updated a lot. So they're really, you know, making sure that they keep you up to date with all of whatever the, you know, updated information on setting up accounts. How do you process, you know, here it is right there. How do I process a return exchange using the self-service tool? So you can do that yourself. It gives you the exact instructions that you need to actually do that. So it's not very difficult at all. You can search for answers or you can ask questions as well. So any question that I would have asked would be here. And yeah, so it's good. There's Consultants Corner, and then you can go back to it. Does anybody have any questions? Do you need me to go back for some reason, or are you guys good?
Okay. I'm not seeing anything in here, so.
What do you mean? Oh, everybody's good. Okay. Okay, let's see. How do you find, okay, Pampered Chef dollars. Okay, Paula was wondering more. She must have some Pampered Chef dollars she needs to spend. When you put when you process an order, it actually comes up. It'll ask you if you want to pay for your order with your Pampered Chef dollars, and you can put whatever dollar amount that you want to use in there, or you can put your, you know, that it goes to your order payment account. Is there something like, I don't know. I heard a background noise. Okay. So we are off of our PowerPoint. Let me just see what's left. Okay. I'll just go over, if nobody has any other questions, I'll just kind of go over the homework then. How's that? Okay. So every week there is every month, I'm sorry, there's a no, it's every week right now, isn't it? There's a Teach Me webinar. Yeah, there is a Teach Me webinar. It's tomorrow. Where, and you know what, where can you find those? I think you can actually just find those. Oh my goodness. I know where.
Or,
Yeah.
Stir.
It's in the
That's
STIR.
it, STIR.
Yeah, it is in the STIR. I know.
And you can go back and listen to past ones as well.
Right, you can go back, and they are amazing. So there's a lot, and you can Google it in the STIR, and you can find out which ones, you know, that you would Teach Me webinars that you would need. Okay, and let's see what else we're missing here. So go back and listen to that. There's one in particular that they're asking you to do, and it's actually the every 4 add 1 more. So for every 4 shows that you do, you can add a new recruit. That's typically what the average is. You know, everybody, you know, it's not like your typical show, your home cooking show, where at your home cooking show, you're pretty much limited to the number of people at your shows. So for instance, I mean, you know, you might get it, I'm just going to round up the numbers here to 10. So say you get 10 people on a regular home show. Well, those are the only people, you know, and then the only, you know, contact would be if she gets any additional outside orders that you would have, you know, access to. But when you do a virtual party, right, you're asking your host to probably add about 120 to 150 people, am I right, to that show. Now, not everybody's going to join, but a percentage of those people will join. The goal is to get about 50 to join, okay, at least 50. And the reason for that is because then you could look at the insights and you could actually have a better idea of, of what's going on in your show and who's watching, and you can check that more easily. But, and the fact that if you have 50 people in there, if there's a certain percentage of people, because you're not going to get 50 orders. You know what I mean? But you will. What's that?
Is it about 40%?
About 40%. So
20%?
so if you got
5%?
20, I would say it's probably closer to like, it's not even 10%. Well,
I think it's about 20%.
okay, maybe it is 20%. Yeah, of 50, about 10 orders. Yeah, about the average that you get. I actually have to go back and look, so you can actually tell, because they tell you how many orders that you've had per party on average. So you can always tell how many that is. Your goal is to get obviously, if you have a good show average, if you have a good per person average, just imagine if you have a really good per person average. So say for instance that you can get everybody to place an $80 order and you had 10 orders coming in. What is your show total?
800.
Quick math. What's that?
800.
It is. It's $800. Okay. Is that a great show average? Pretty much. It's well above the company average. But if your show average is like 60, okay, which is not bad, especially for a virtual party, and you guys are just starting out times, say 10, I'm just rounding up numbers there. Then it's a $500 show. But you're doing the work. It doesn't matter. You're putting in the time, you're putting in the work, you're investing in all of that. So you want to reap better rewards. So host coaching is the key. If you can host coach, that's where you're going to go collect, your money, your paycheck is after, is at the show there. So it's through host coaching. So I would say watch, I'm a pretty much statistics person. I can always tell like I try to have a really good show average. Because then if I have a really good show average or a really good per person average, I know if I can get 10 to 15 people at the show, then I'm going to have a really good show. So my goal is always try to shoot for $1,000 show. So things that you can do, I feel like I'm going off on a tangent here, but I feel like I could almost tell you that. So some people use a tic-tac-toe board, like if they get, what's that called when you get a tic-tac-toe? Like a whatever. Is that called tic-tac-toe? Like,
yeah.
What do you call it when you get like a line down?
You win.
Bingo. That's what I'm calling it. I can't call it a tic-tac-toe. It's a board, but if you get if you can fill in 3 spots, vertical, diagonal, horizontal, or whatever, okay, then that's great. So that means, and they could be things like that center square would be, schedule and hold your show. That's typically what mine is. But you can do things like, collect, $200 in outside orders. Take a look at the recruiting materials, chat with me about recruiting. There's a lot of different things that you can do, get 3 bookings at your show. So those all can count for that. And it's a great way. I know I even used it at my regular home shows because it was a great way. It's like a fun thing that you could do because women love a challenge. They love the fun stuff like that. It really wasn't about the gift is great, but they love the carrots. They love dangling the carrots in front of them, but it's about the fun. You know what I mean? So I would definitely say, encouraging her to get the bookings. And some people just do the booking thing with, get 3 bookings, get, a $25 credit after the 3rd booking is held. So you can do lots of different things, but what is it that your business needs? And for now, you need ongoing shows. So you definitely need more future business. So if I were you, I would definitely use that to your advantage. You try to get at least 3 bookings from each show. But it all started when I said for every 4, add 1 more. But that's a recruiting thing. But the more you practice that, so practice is the key. The more you practice stuff like that, the better you get at it. And take yourself out of the equation always. Never use the word I. Never. You don't want to use the word I. Okay? It's all about them. How can they get value out of this? What is in it for them? That with them. What's in it for, how does that go? What's in it with them? What's in it for me? No, what's in it for them? I don't know. But anyway, okay, skip that.
Yourself completely, right?
What's
enough.
that?
Forget
Forget
about
about yourself completely. Yeah, face, FAYCE. Forget about yourself completely. So it's really about them. So don't be selfish. Share the opportunity like Lisa talked about, you know, especially your host. They're doing part of your job, right? Isn't that what she said? I mean, they're really kind of doing your job. They're doing some posts, they're tagging people, they're, you know, they're getting you some of those bookings there. So definitely, you know, you definitely want to do that. It's an amazing business. I will encourage you to and you know what? The time is right now. It is right. If I can just tell you that right now, it's just amazing how this business, the growth of the business, I had heard this. So I think it was April, we had a 300% growth rate. 300%. That is huge. I mean, do you hear corporate America claiming that they have a 300% growth rate? No. Or even, I have to be perfectly honest with you, I'll tell you this, Jesse Stam had shared this with us. He said other direct sales companies are talking about, you know, how growth rate there is. He said, I'm almost embarrassed to say what our growth rate is because, you know, theirs might be 60%, 65%, even 70%. He said, but nobody touches us with a 300% growth rate. Nobody.
Why don't we have a couple of our new people that have been successful just share with the group, with our really new people, how well they're doing in their first 90 days. Shannon, how long have you been with the company? Shannon?
90 days.
Hold on.
Shannon, you've been with the company 90 days. Can you just share what
Um,
you've been able to achieve in your first 90 days?
okay, actually, yeah. I think it was actually 120 because I started at the end of
Yeah.
February. So,
You were
my
in
son's
there.
leaving.
Yeah. You were grandfathered.
Yeah, so I got the extra 30 days. But I think at this point, Logan, can you please stop? Seriously. I think at this point I'm at around $25,000 in career sales. I'm doing 7 to 8 parties a week. And I work full time. So that's kind of, yeah, it's just kind of taken off. I now have 6 recruits under me. I'm looking to promote to director this month. So
That's amazing. Now,
Yeah.
your recruits, are they coming from your parties, Shannon?
So I've had one that I recruited as who is a friend of mine who I recruited probably within my first month.
Mm-hmm.
My second recruit, I didn't even ask her. She was a past host and she came to me probably 2 months after she had her show and said, I want to do it. So, okay, great, let's do it. And then I asked 3 people, Amy being one of them, who's on this call now, before their shows, and I have done 3 host consultant launch shows now, and then my latest one, she hosted a show with me in May, and then she liked the June rewards so much that she hosted a show at the end of June also, and then she used the Kit credit to sign up there too.
Good for you. Is there anybody else? I mean, that's amazing, Shannon. Congratulations.
Yeah. And
Really.
you have a really good show average too. You have a really good,
Is there anybody else on the call that's had some success that would like to share theirs for the new people? It's always nice to see what everybody can achieve because you don't know until you start hearing other stories
yeah.
that you may be working to minimums and not maximums. Don't limit yourself because I'm telling you, the sky's the limit with this business. What you put into it, you get back out of it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure.
And it'll surprise you too. If you give it not necessarily even your all, but if you give it the attention and you nurture it, it will surprise you how easy it is to grow your business.
Really.
Yeah.
And I just say, and you're doing more than 1 party a week, correct? You're doing a bunch of parties. How many a week?
So this week I have 6 of my own and then Amy's launch party.
There you go.
So 7. Last week was 8. The week before that was 8.
And you're just using the same same post for each of the parties, just copy paste?
Yeah. So I created, because I use my iPad exclusively, so I created in my notes entire parties, kind of like I think you guys do with Post My Part, Plan My Party. I'm not sure what they're all called,
Yeah.
but I use Scheduler. So I do a split screen on my iPad, and I actually will just copy and paste into and schedule out my entire week's parties. It takes me about an hour to do an entire
Scheduler?
party from start to finish.
Do you use Facebook?
What was that?
Do you use Facebook Scheduler? Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Does anybody have any questions for Shannon?
Good. Yeah. I mean, and you've got an average of 13.4 orders per party, and your show average is almost $800. So that's really,
Nice.
yeah, that is.
Where do you get the data?
You know, you have to
Can I
go
see
to performance details. You have to go to performance details when you go to Consultants Corner. Do you guys know where Consultants Corner is? It's where your tracker is, and you could see what, you know, where your sales are. It's not that, I don't even know if they get the today's sales report. I don't even know if they do.
I don't think so.
Okay. So you would just go to Consultants Corner,
Right.
and it's right there. You have to click on, it's actually the performance details. So there's two little
Click on-
boxes at the bottom.
Click on Consultants Corner in Consultants Corner.
Yeah.
I think you go to reports and then Consultants Corner and then performance tracker.
Right. Yeah. It's like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if no one has any questions, we've kept you here long enough. That's for sure.
What did you say, Diana?
So that's also where you can see your trip points and if you're looking for excellence
Yes.
awards and things
Yes.
like
Oh, yeah. All of that stuff. So they track it for you.
that's a whole nother call too.
I know. But the only other thing that I was going to say that was actually part of the homework there is, I don't know if you guys have heard of Coffee Talk. It's a great, it's another Facebook training group. There, we have so many. If you Google, you know, like air fryer, there's a Pampered Chef air fryer group. If you have questions about that, if you have questions about, you know, deep covered baker and rock rocks, there's, you know, I love my Pampered Chef rock rock. There's like
For everything.
they have virtual Pampered Chef party groups that are on Facebook as well. But there's one called Coffee Talk, and every Saturday morning they have a quick, it's 8 a.m. Central. But every single week, they're 30-minute calls. They're quick. They actually have a small window where people share some good news, and then there's probably about 15 or 20 minutes of training and Q&A. And then they post in the group, you know, any additional support materials that you need to do with that. So I would definitely say it's a great group. I'm telling you, the more you learn with this business, it's absolutely crazy how much you can. And we also have another great resource. It's the PCTeamTraining.com. So it's a website that you can go to. It is password protected. The password is 2020 Vision with a capital V. So resources that are super crazy. Right on the front page there are some director chats that we do, but don't feel intimidated by those at all, because all it is people that are successfully doing virtual parties. And they are sharing all of the great ideas and things that, you know, that are working for them, like what is good for them, which days of the week are better to, you know, start your parties, and how long are your parties, and there's texting parties, and oh my God, I could just keep going on and on and on. But, you know, about all the great training that you can find in there, because there's tons of great stuff in there. Fundraiser stuff. I mean, there's lots of great things in there. So, yeah. And if you can't find something, just let us know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll all be in touch with with everyone this week too, as conference is coming around the corner.
Oh,
so,
it's here. Who's going to conference?
yeah, and yeah, we're going, and we're
Oh
gonna
my gosh.
report back and maybe invite some in. So stay tuned to your director's pages for information.
Right. On, conference recap or, training or whatever. Yeah.
Right. So with that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say good night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Night, everybody.
I'm going to stop the recording. Well, that's crazy. I better stop this recording.